Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today you join me as we're about to have a look at another one of my questionable purchases, but I'm actually probably more excited about this one than I am many things I buy, whether that be a cheap Audi S5 V8 or something fun and interesting like this. This is probably more up my street because we all know how much I love a shitbox. I bought this from auction, £500 plus fees, so I think that works out about £710 all in, which is probably going to seem a lot for what this is, but I'm confident I can spin a profit out of this, and I thought it'd be interesting to have on the channel anyway. I'm quite fond of them. I love any car that's basically a box on wheels, and it's one of those cars that's quite fun to just kind of tidy up and tart up and yeah, spin it around. I don't know if we're going to retail it from here at Rover Motors or we'll do it from the trade site. Either way, let's have a quick look around. We'll take it for a test drive and then we'll see if we can't tart it up a little bit. So here it is. What a beauty. 1997 Rover 100. So this is basically a Rover Metro, but I guess is this the successor to the Metro? I can't even remember. But it's 1997 in this nice red colour. And on the whole, it's in really good nick. And you don't often see these in a nice original condition like this, with the nice original wheel trims, etc. 9 times out of 10 they've got some bad boy alloys on. It's been lowered and had a grill in the bonnet or something, but no, this is all original, all except for a couple of stickers. Kerno, big up the Cornwall crew, please stop doing that. But yeah, look how nice it looks. There's a bit of mud sprayed up the side here, we need to give it a good clean, but she's a beauty. Ignore the faded bumper, we can probably sort that out a bit later. A few more Cornwall related stickers, we'll have to get those off. In fact, this actually came from Exeter Rover. Got an Exeter Rover sticker in the back window there, and it's also on both the plates, front and back, so that's nice to see. But isn't it? Well, I say pretty, maybe that's not the right word, but I like it. I think it's cool. I think yeah, that's a smart little car, and it's in better condition than most of the modern stuff I see, to be honest. We've got 13-inch wheels on this bad boy, loads of tread on that one. This one's a bit cracked, so feels like it's got a good amount of tread, but you can see it's a bit perished. Hopefully you can pick that up. So that one will probably want changing. This one's a little bit, may as well, for the sake of what 13-inch tyres are going to cost. Yeah, I think a pair of tyres on the back maybe. The fronts have got absolutely tons of tread, practically brand new. And the only real detractors, a little bit of lack appeal happening on the bonnet. It's going a little bit lighter. You start to see it sort of fading out on the edges and the corners, and this window trim's a little bit cracked, but nothing bad at all actually. And we could probably do with a new aerial. That looks like it's been snapped off. But other than the faded bumpers, a bit of polish maybe, some tyre shine and a clean, and maybe we'll give it a quick polish all over just to make it look its best. I don't think this is too bad at all actually. And we happen to have Jordan in working with us today, who, as part of his other job, he works for Kazoo. He works as a polisher for Kazoo, so he can be able to run the mop over this and make it look better. And the plastic trims, where they faded like this grey, someone's already made a start here and they've taken the blowtorch to it. You kind of melt the top layer of the plastic and it brings you back this gloss finish. So we can do that all the way over the bumper around the back and give this a new lease of life. So yeah, dead chuffed with this so far. I suppose one thing we've been talking about it a lot, but I haven't mentioned yet, so look, it looks quite low on the front compared to the back, and these have got a gas-filled suspension system, and I imagine it's lost a bit of gas, so we're probably going to need to get that refilled. But Dan, my colleague, has driven it and says that actually it's not bottomed out or anything like that. It hasn't lost it completely. It still drives well. It just wants pumping up to bring it back to level, but it, you know, it's not hugely off, but it would be nice to sort that out. That won't be today though. As far as keys go, we've got 2, plus we've got the alarm key. This doesn't do the central locking, so this just does the alarm and immobilizer, but It's quite nice really that it actually has an alarm and a mobiliser on this, but if I press the buttons it doesn't do anything visible, but when we hop inside I think we're going to see where that comes into play. Well, here we are. It's actually incredibly comfortable in here and I don't feel too cramped. I could probably do with a little bit more elbow room, but nothing drastic. There's always a distinct smell, isn't there, with a certain car. Of a certain age, there's always that kind of, it's not damp, but maybe it's dust. You can just smell the age of something, but it's got that nice kind of Rover-y, MG kind of classic smell in here. About 26 years old, this car now, obviously, so yeah. But I like it in here. It's got this sort of teddy bear cloth type seats, and they're in pretty good condition, sort of worn out there, and in fact I think someone's probably re-stitched that back together at some point. A little bit of something weird's happened there that could do with being readdressed, but otherwise, yes, it wants a good hoover. But look, we've even still got the parcel shelf. Can you imagine trying to go on eBay and trying to find a parcel shelf for one of these days? I don't think you'd get very far, and it certainly wouldn't be cheap. So both sets of headrests are looking a bit like that, but I mean, what do you expect after 26? I look rougher than this after 26 years on this earth. And yeah, the back of the driver's seat is pulling away a little bit, so that could definitely be fixed up and made to look better. You know, even I could do a little stitch up job just to put a few stitches in to keep that in place. Both of these seats look like this. I can't tell if that's been re-sewn or if that's just how it's stretched out, but yeah, it's quite a nice steering wheel as well. It's quite nice and thick for a car of this age, and yeah, I don't dislike that at all. And look at this, 59,000 miles. We have got what appears to be some kind of Bluetooth stereo system in here now. We have got, geez, that's not even a cassette holder, is it? That's probably an 8-track holder. Is that what that is? Sort of thing you only hear about in movies these days. 3-speed fan, controls here on the side. Pretty simple in here. Obviously you've got keep fit windows, no electric windows. Let's have a quick look in the back. Oh, have to reach round. Obviously no central locking either, never mind remote central locking. A bit of broken plastic there, that's a bit of a shame, but yeah, everything. This is literally just like a piece of foam on a backing board, literally. You can hear the metal on the back and the piece of foam. That's how simple it is, but then again, how much more complicated does it need to be? Let's see if we can get the boot open. I'm probably going to need the key for that. Nope. So, parcel shelf. Oh, we've got a split in the rubber there, so that's why that one's not hanging on, but it's still on that side. Again, better than most modern cars we see. Oh, is this the original Rover? Oh, this is a cassette. So, oh, I tell you what it would have been. That in the front would have been a cassette holder, but not just the cassettes, obviously, the cassette with the cassette case as well. And that makes sense. So yeah, we've got the original Rover cassette player here. I'm very tempted to put that back in, I think. Spare wheel. God, even got the original piece of wood that kind of holds everything up here. And that strongly smells of like classic car in there. But, you know, no sign of rust or anything. Look how clean it is. Not clean as in the sense of, you know, obviously it wants a hoover out, but no signs of rust, water, anything like that. This is a little beauty. It's so tidy for the age. I think this is really cool. Let's have a quick look under the bonnet, then we'll do the glove box. I think there's some paperwork in here. We'll go through the service stuff, and then we'll take it out for a spin. And here it is, our 1.1 engine. I should say this is, in a sense, technically a Rover 111 because it's the 1.1. It's a Rover 100 with a 1.1 engine. You get a Rover 114 and whatever, a bit like having a 318D, but it's a 100 series in a sense, if you like. Everything looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit of oil leakage there, but nothing crazy actually. Still quite dry. Wonder when it was last serviced. We might get an idea from the service book. Got a nice new looking Bosch battery. Let's have a look at the coolant. We all know Rovers aren't great for their head gaskets, but it all looks clean in there. Nice big screen wash bottle for this age. Someone's topped that up fairly recently. God, this is a horrible oil cap. It's like a fingertip operated one. Nothing obviously nasty in there. No signs of rust. All looks quite clean really, doesn't it? Certainly nothing jumping out at me as being bad on this. Even the underside of the bonnet looks pretty good. A lot of the time that can be rusty, but she's a beauty. Let's fire it up. So as I said before, we've got two keys. One is actually stamped up with Rover and is a funky, I imagine incredibly modern at the time, a bendy key. And the other one is a recut. Plus we've got our immobiliser. And we've got this alarm light here, which I think, let's try the Rover key. No, that won't go in, so perhaps it's probably had a new ignition barrel at some point, meaning that the Rover key is for the doors and this is for the ignition. So we've got lights on the dash, fuel pump was going. Ooh, bit of a squeaky belt, but let's try and get this radio off. It did fire up straight away. Ah, that's better. We'll get a new belt on there, sort that out. Still nice and responsive, no smoke coming out the back. No tachometer in here whatsoever, so no rev counter at all. You just didn't get that in 97 in your Rover 100. Do you need it? Right, let's cut that off quickly. We'll have a quick look at what we've got paperwork wise and then we'll take it for a spin. Okay, so service history. There we go. So, let's try and get this up. 1,000 mile service seems to have been missed, not happened. Then it goes down to the second service, which was Exeter Rover, 5,500 miles in 1997. Then in 1998, back to Rover in Exeter, 11,500 miles, 99, 24,000 miles at Exeter Rover. And then the fifth service at 36,000 miles, apparently in the year 2000, but there is no stamp, so we don't know where that is, but let's take them at their word. That means that according to the book, the last time this car was serviced was 23 years ago. Let's have a look at the paperwork. Right, let's have a quick read through here and try and not give away people's details. Okay, first thing, 2017 at 43,398 was a Campbell water pump kit. That's nice to see. So that was in 2017. In 2019, there's an MOT, an auxiliary drive belt, which I imagine we're going to want to do again now, which is what's squeaking. 2021. So, diagnose and replace engine ECU, replace battery, second-hand ECU programming, battery, MOT, strange. MOT booking. They charge £6.54 for booking the MOT, plus 35 for the MOT. Strange. Plus a sensor at £19.10. That was at AB Services in Crediton, Devon. So that was in 2021. Nothing about servicing there though. Again, AB Auto Services, Crediton, in 2020 for an MOT, £35, MOT booking, £16.54. I wonder why they're doing it like that, rather than just charging what would it be, £51.54 for the MOT. They are charging £35 for the MOT, which is VAT exempt, and then £16.54 for a booking fee, which they have to charge VAT on. If you work with AB Auto Services or another garage that does that, you charge a booking fee for the MOT. I'd be interested to know why. Perhaps it would help me actually make some money out of MOT, seeing as we don't do them at our garage, we take them elsewhere. We can't charge VAT on them. and we only tend to stick £10 on top of what we do to do the driving across for whatever. Wonder if that's... I can't see who wants to pay VAT. I don't get that. I guess if they're... I don't know. So yeah, it had an MOT and some tyres, 2 tyres in 2020, which I'm going to guess were the front ones, because they're the best out of them. 2020 Jules Garage Limited. They removed the front seats, lift carpet in order to release handbrake adjuster bar, strip all system from under vehicle. So that's all handbrake related. £247 in 2020. Same place again. Fit a clutch and do a wheel alignment in 2020. They're spending all the money in 2020. Okay, they also had a cam belt in 2020. So that was in January 2020 on 54,000 miles. So 5,000 miles ago. It just gets better and better. This is great. And on the back there's another one. Oh, they did loads of details about... Oh, okay, so the bit that I saw... Oh no, hang on. Hold up. It's getting a bit carried away here. What's on the back seat? It says cam belt replacement intervals, blah, 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 and then there was a price at the bottom for 240 quid, which would have been cheap, let's face it. That's just them advising it, so it hasn't had the cam belt done, I don't imagine. No, that was just a service, and then it's like continued overleaf. Overleaf, it just says, here's your service, oh, here's your cam belt intervals. So, never mind, done 6 years ago. It's not bad, is it? Another MOT. So, service-wise, 2020 was the last one we know of, so it could probably do with one, although it's not done a lot of miles since then, but you know, why not? It's not going to cost a fortune on this thing, is it? And there's not a huge amount of it in there. I mean, it's nice to see all the original stuff from Exeter Rover, but yeah, cam belt in 2017, clutch we said, didn't we, in 2020, so all good stuff. Let's find out how she drives. So, no power steering, as it turns out. I didn't know for sure, but no power really. But it is quite fun. We listen to her screaming. That's 50 miles an hour. Brakes are vague. Steering is a little vague as well. Oh, it's all a bit of nothing, and then finally it decides it will turn. Up into top gear. 5 of those in total. Despite being quite small and quite a sort of low slung thing, it is still comfortable, and I think it's down to these very cushioned seats and tiny little wheels with big tyres around them that are soaking up most of the road. Pedal box is very small, so pretty much every time as I'm coming to a stop I'm accelerating as well, but you soon get used to it. It takes more of a delicate footed approach. Right, I'll try and do a bit of a U-turn here, which is going to be easier said than done with no power steering. Oh god. Just about out of the road signs. 30. I'm going to have to try and show you the speedometer, because it just goes like this the whole time, just giving you a rough idea of the area of the speed you're in, but nothing too precise, just somewhere around 30, 35, 25, it's in that area. I bought this, to be honest, mainly on a whim, and I thought, I guess I was feeling a bit nostalgic for Metros and things like that, and I thought, oh, do you know what, it actually looks, I think, looks quite tidy. And for, I think I won it for what my proxy bid was. I was like, 500 quid, I'll bid 500 quid, and then with fees it's £710, and I thought, well, worst case scenario, I'll have a bit of fun driving it around, feeling a bit nostalgic, and maybe I'll sell it for £1,000. But do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they're fetching good money now. Same as anything that's got a bit of age behind it now, and especially something that's kind of nostalgic. And turns out I was right. It seems like you can't buy one of these on sensible miles that's standard and hasn't been modified for under £3,000. Or, well, you can, but it's for £2,995. I think it's worth cleaning up, and I think it's worth putting up for a strong price. We may as well do the service and whatever. You know, these are the sorts of margins I'd like to make from a 10, 15 grand car, so why not on something like this? Potentially it could be more problematic because it's older, but I don't think it will be actually. And I think the sort of person that's going to buy this is going to be expecting it to be what it is, you know, or not expecting it to be something that it's not, I should say. I still can't decide if I'm going to have this at Rover Motors or down at my trade site, which I will kind of introduce everyone to soon enough, but there is planning, etc. going ahead, and I don't really want to go down there and film too much before anything gets passed on that. So yeah, I haven't decided which it'll be yet. But either way, I'm gonna spend a bit of money and time fixing this up. I think it's a great little car. I think it's worth doing. It's a nice example. So let's get it back to the garage. We'll get Jordan on cleaning it, de-stickering it, giving it a bit of a polish and sorting out the plastics, etc. And I'm going to get a set of 13-inch tyres ordered. Let's find out how much they will be. And yeah, we'll see how nice we can make it. Bearing in mind it's 3 o'clock now. We close at 5 because we're only part-timers. And how nice can we get it in a couple of hours? I think it's going to look pretty damn sweet. I'll see you in a minute. So I got back and it seems like both Jordan and Remus are off doing MOT running, so I guess I'll be giving this a quick clean. Right, first little job once we're inside is this writing on the windscreen. UK, this has come from BCA, so UK stands for UK Car Group, or UK CGR if you're looking at it. It's we buy any car, basically. So yeah, we'll get that off first. Bit of gel salt from Autosmart. Kind of just like eats the paint. Buff it off. Don't make the mistake I just did of spreading it too wide. Just keep buffing until it's dry. Job's a good one. Okay, so a couple of ways you can restore faded bumpers like this is one, using a MAP gas blowtorch type plumber's thing like this, and the other one's using a heat gun. So we got both, we may as well try both. See what the big difference is. This one's probably a bit more expensive because you've got to pay for the gas, but probably more fun. So let's do this first. So there we go. Did a few extra passes on that kind of scuff on the corner there because it seems to help them melt together. At least take your eye off it just by having a bit of gloss in there. It takes your eye off it anyway. Same as putting some silicone in a scratch or whatever. Takes your eye off it, but I think the more you kind of go over it, the more it kind of melts back flatter again. So let me get the heat gun and we'll try that. Okay, so I don't know if we're going to get as good a result. I don't know, what do you reckon, Jordan? Does it do it as well?
It does, it's just a bit more time consuming. You have to be a bit more even with it.
What, with the heat gun?
Yeah, I find.
Okay, well, it's nice and hot.
So a bit more time consuming.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So yeah, definitely more time consuming. I think that is more of a satin finish than the gloss. Slightly glossier from the blowgun. Blowtorch. The blowgun. I'm going to do it with the blowtorch because yeah, it's far more time efficient and, you know, screw the cost, who cares? I don't want to stand here forever doing that. Look at that for a difference. Ooh, M6.
Nice.
Lovely. Rather than try and take these rusted old screws out, just put a nice new cap on, keep the original plates rather than our ones. I'd rather see the Exeter Rover plate on there. So there you have it, guys. The Rover 100 looking 100 times better. We spent a couple of hours on it. There's been 2-3 of us doing it, so this is definitely something you could do yourself in a day for, well, very little expenditure really. Let me spin the camera around and I'll show you what we've done. So here she is. Look how much better the bumpers are looking. I'll try and put up a side by side, show you the rear ones. Look how much better that looks. It's like back to factory now. Jordan's giving everything just a very quick polish over. It's not, you know, this would definitely benefit from a multi-stage polish, but we're probably not going to go that far on this. We're giving it a quick hoover out inside, cleaned all the glass, and we've put the original Rover radio back in there. Still need to get an aerial for it. We still need to change the auxiliary belt, still need to do the service, and we still need to either send this to someone to pump up the gas or fluid, whichever it is, in the front suspension, or we can get a tool and do it ourselves. Oh, and how could I forget, we have removed all the Kerno Cornwall stickers from it as well, but kept all the nice Exeter Rover stickers, and even refreshed the little clips on the number plates so that the screw covers are back yellow again rather than rusted out. So on the whole, it's looking a hell of a lot better. I feel much better about this being parked on the forecourt now, and probably asking the best part of £3,000 for it. Yeah, what a little beauty really. Hopefully someone will buy it and really enjoy it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please make sure you give the video a like. It really helps out. If you're new here, please do subscribe. If you're not, thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.